Oh, I really thought I could get away with no concealer today. Hey guys, what's up? Welcome back to my channel, or of course if this is your first time here, then just a warm welcome. Okay, before I pop off and start ranting, make sure that you are subscribed down below, hit that notification bell so you don't miss an upload, give your girl a thumbs up, and then reminder, I do have 2 Instagram accounts now. They are listed below in my description box. I will also pop them on the screen. My first Instagram account is all about my kind of lifestyle, my music, you know, behind the scenes stuff, just my normal daily account. And then my second account is everything healthy, recipes, weight loss, Weight Watchers, things like that. Make sure to follow me on both so you never miss an update, upload, whatever. And of course, there will be some giveaways coming up, so make sure you're subscribed. Let's get into it. So today I really want to just get right into the nitty gritty of this video. Of course, I will do my weekly weigh-in and I will show you guys that in just a few minutes. But I wanted to talk a little bit about the ever-evolving, ever-popular, ever-potentially unhealthy keto diet. Basically, all I'm trying to do is show you the difference in eating on Weight Watchers and eating on keto. Now, I wanted to bring you guys this video as somebody who has lived both lifestyles on Weight Watchers, on keto, and tell you guys kind of the pros and cons of each one that I experienced personally. Let me just reiterate that this is my personal experience, my personal pros and cons. It's got nothing to do with the success of the diets for other people. Anyway, I'm gonna try and make this as short and simple and sweet as possible so that we can get into this delicious looking smoothie bowl right here. Yes, queen. Y'all, first of all, how aesthetically pleasing is that? Like, I worked so hard on that. Okay. Now, I chose a smoothie bowl today because I wanted to reiterate the fact that keto is all very, very low carb, right? So in my experience, again, any of your fruits, you're counting those carbs. It's not like Weight Watchers where your fruits are free and you can kind of have a cup of grapes and not really think about it. And if you want to have a banana later, you can have a banana. So I chose to do this smoothie bowl so you guys can just see the difference. If you're somebody that is a big fruit eater, you're probably not going to want to go keto, because that's where I struggled when I was keto. Is I really had a hard time finding things that I could enjoy that were not junk food, because on Weight Watchers, if I have a sweet craving, I have like a rice cake and like marshmallow fluff on it or something, like, oh my god, it's freaking amazing. And then I'll have some fruit. Those are all things with carbs. So on keto, I really had to figure out a way to manage those sweet cravings without being over my net carbs per day. And I was doing about 30 grams of net carbs and below a day. I know that some people do like 50 grams below, but I really wanted to get the weight off as quick as possible, which I did. I lost about, I think it was about 30 pounds in like, I want to say 5 months. Like, I've lost 19 so far in like just over 2 months on Weight Watchers. So it's kind of like, love that my neighbor just started up his lawnmower right now. Rude. But like I've said in the past, Weight Watchers is definitely more of a lifestyle for me. I personally never thought of keto as a long-term sustainable diet or way of eating. It just was not realistic for me. I would have like a pepperoni stick, gnaw on that. They were high protein and low carb, and then I'd have like a bunch of olive oil and like a salad for my fats, like things like that. Like, it just was not sustainable for me. So anyway, I never actually like tested myself. I know a lot of people do like the pea stick test to see if they're in ketosis. I never did that. I just kind of gauged it on like if I lost that week or that day or whatever. I don't even know if this was like a placebo effect, because I heard from someone, actually I heard from a few people, that when you're in ketosis, you'll pee more because you're peeing out the fat. Like, your body's detoxing the fat by peeing it out. No idea if that's true. Okay, so I decided to go through some of my old pictures from when I was keto and kind of show you guys the mentality I was in and like what kind of meals I was eating, because honestly, when I look back at those pictures, I don't look back fondly at all. I look back actually very sad. It's very difficult to look back and remember how bad I felt about myself, and like how every time I ate anything that wasn't like a chicken burger and 4 shreds of asparagus, I felt so guilty. That's a problem. That is so unhealthy. I could have a burger and fries now and feel like it was so intense and excessive, and it's just not how I want to live. Basically, in a nutshell, before I show you guys these pictures of my sad, depressing meals, is keto for me put me in a very bad headspace, and I didn't realize it at the time. When you're not doing a diet that is right for your mind, body, and soul, and your physical self, it really fucks with you. I'm going to show you guys 2 pictures of meals that I used to eat. The only carbs I think I had on this plate were the vegetables. Then somewhere in the mix I would use like oils to bring in some fats and stuff, but I couldn't do the like adding the MCT oil into my coffee. Anyway, so I don't really remember what the turning point was for me, but I think it was just like I realized that I couldn't go on any longer eating so low carb and I needed to start eating normally. And then it kind of swung into me overindulging because I'd been so suppressed in the way of eating. Okay, now let's get into Weight Watchers. I'm gonna lightly touch on Weight Watchers because if you want to know more, the link for my playlist will be above. I'll make sure to have it linked in my cards. But basically the whole thing is that I can eat anything and not feel guilty about it because I know that I have an allotted amount of points per day. Weight Watchers is much more like maintainable for me. I'm somebody that needs to feel like I have some sort of normalcy when I go out to restaurants. The thing with Weight Watchers is like you have to be your own voice of reason. For me, it's like I know that I can have a bagel, a sandwich, or I can have pasta and I can have things like that and still lose. You are able to be your own boss and decide what makes you feel good and what doesn't. My camera died. Is it gonna stay? Okay, you know what? What I'm trying to sum up here is that something like keto, making a smoothie bowl like the one I'm about to show you guys, would be basically out of the question. This is as far as I know when I was on it. This is my experience, it's not yours. The other thing I want to talk about is the communities on social media surrounding keto and Weight Watchers. So when I was keto, I joined a bunch of Facebook keto groups like Keto for Women and like keto whatever recipes. And whenever somebody would post a question, the amount of like hate that person would receive for asking an innocent question was ridiculous. Somebody literally was just like, can I have a potato on keto? Like, what does that mean? And they got just ripped apart. People were awful. And I was like,
Mom, come pick me up, I'm scared.
And that was not just one instance of one post. Like there's just people that kind of deterred me from ever asking for help online. Sometimes you just want to have like a real life interaction with somebody that can understand what you're talking about and will be able to relate on any level. But with Weight Watchers, literally the first day on a Facebook group, I posted, I think like, where do I start? Like I'm on green, how the hell do I start? And the amount of support and like love and like genuine, just good-hearted people that were on that post was insane. And I'm not saying that there's not great intentions and good-hearted people in keto groups. I don't know how to put this without sounding like a bitch because somebody's gonna get mad in my comments. I'm not the first to say it and I won't be the last to say it. A lot of these people act like they invented keto and it is their thing, and like if you have a question, you are going to tear down their monarchy. Like relax. If it's working for you, that's amazing. If people have questions, let them have questions. If they're gonna have a potato while they're on keto, mind your business. And meanwhile, in the Weight Watchers groups, people are like, I just spent all of my dailies and all of my weeklies in one sitting. I feel like shit. Oh my God, I had the biggest binge ever. And everyone's like, you know what? It happens. This is life. This is my personal experience with both of these communities, both of these lifestyles, etc., etc., etc. So I like to think that I've kind of rambled on enough. I know that I didn't touch a whole lot in depth about Weight Watchers, but that is because it's so covered in my other videos. Again, I'll have the card somewhere up here if you guys want to go check those out. Let's get into the smoothie bowl. I'm putting up a screenshot or a screen recording, however it's gonna work, of MyFitnessPal and like what the macros would be, and then I'm gonna kind of tell you guys like why this would be a no-go when I was keto, and then I'm gonna show you guys the points. I'm not showing calories on either one. So let's get into the smoothie bowl recipe. Of course, you guys can customize this however you want. This is just a Weight Watchers recipe that I found that I kind of switched around some things and customized as well. Enough said, let's get into the recipe. Okay guys, so I just added my 1/3 cup of unsweetened vanilla almond milk. The recipe calls for unsweetened plain, but I do not get down with that, so. And then I'm just adding in 2 tablespoons of the unsweetened cocoa powder. So I might end up adding, I haven't tried this before, so I might end up adding another, like, I don't know, tablespoon or so of unsweetened almond milk. We'll we'll see, but it's a smoothie bowl, it's not a smoothie, so we do want it to have that kind of thicker consistency, so it might be fine. We shall see. Okay, close that up. Okay, we're gonna do some honey. I'm not gonna do a full teaspoon, I'm not gonna measure that. I'm just gonna do like that much, you know what I mean? I'm not the biggest honey person, like it's not my favorite, so I just kind of added a few squirts in there. I did throw a couple bananas into the freezer, so let me grab those. So this is about 2 bananas. This recipe calls for 1.5 medium bananas that are frozen, so, ow. So I'm just gonna kind of add in, you know, what I assume would be 1.5, which is pretty much all of this.
My hands are clean, of course, you guys.
Okay. I'm gonna add 1 more piece, and that looks to be about 1.5 because that was 2 of them in there, so that looks right. I don't know. Okay, the recipe also calls for a pinch of salt. I'm literally adding in, like you can't even see the salt because it's like basically nothing. And then, okay, so we have the honey, we did the cocoa powder, we did the milk, we did the bananas, and okay, so it does call for the peanut butter powder to be sprinkled on top of this smoothie bowl, but I'm gonna add it in. So we are doing 2 tablespoons of that. I have the powdered peanut butter with chocolate PB2. This stuff is amazing. I'm not a huge peanut butter person, to be completely honest, but as like an alternative when I do want peanut butter in something, this stuff is amazing. I'm so glad I found it. Okay, there's 1. There's a 2nd tablespoon. And the last thing I'm gonna add in here is 2 ice cubes. And 2. Okay, so that is everything. I think what I'm gonna do is just add a tiny splash of almond milk on top just to kind of get some of that powder a little bit kind of settled in, which again, it shouldn't really matter for a protein smoothie, but I'm interested to see what this is gonna be like. The only thing left to do once this is all blended up is to add some puffed rice cereal on top. I'm using the koala crisp instead of like Rice Krispies or something. And then what else goes on top? I don't have any raspberries, so I'm using fresh strawberries on top of it, so let's go. I need you now and my whole life through. Oh my God, my mom gardening, like goodbye. God bless this smoothie bowl.
Should I add more ice? I'm gonna add more ice.
Okay, I think we are working with a little bit better consistency here. Okay, wait, I'm actually not mad at how this looks. This looks so good. Okay, and just for aesthetic purposes, I am going to add a sprinkle, like I'm talking like a half teaspoon of the PB2 on top, just because I want that kind of like aesthetic moment, you know what I mean? Okay, and this is how she's looking. It's gonna be amazing. I cannot wait to taste it. Oh my God. Okay, now is it just me or does that look amazing? Honestly, a smoothie bowl is never something I thought I would make. But then when I started making protein smoothies a few weeks ago, I really realized how much I missed that and how much I wanted that. But like, I like to have more of a meal than a smoothie. Like, it just makes me feel more like satiated and satisfied. I would try a smoothie bowl. I'm really glad I did. Okay guys, so that is everything I have for you today. I really hope that me shedding some light on my experiences living the keto lifestyle and living the Weight Watchers lifestyle helped you out. And I mean, you know what? There is no shame in whatever you choose to do to lose weight. It is your journey, it is your life, just saying. Okay guys, thanks so much for watching. Please remember to give this video a thumbs up, subscribe down below, and leave me a comment. Helps my channel grow, which in turn helps me bring you all more videos, and I think that's what we all want. Can I get an amen? Amen. Thank you so much for watching. Stay safe, stay healthy. I will see you next time. See ya.